going on, DRMB viewers? This is SHuSTYBANG and FakeThriller from SHuSTYBANG, and today we're going to go over some of the more important points of the latest patch from DICE. Don't worry, we're not going to cover every little detail because there are dozens of videos out there that have already done that. What we are going to do is break down what we feel are the most important changes that will really affect how the game plays.
The first topic we're going to discuss is general gameplay fixes. Here's what we feel are some of the most important changes. Players now get up from prone faster. Players should no longer take fall damage from short falls. Switching from primary weapons to sidearms and back now takes less time. We fixed several issues with vaulting objects, especially thin railing. We increased the speed at which a player regains accuracy when aiming after moving for a more responsive experience. Firing before fully zoomed will still result in inaccurate fire. The changes we just listed will make the game play much more fluidly. Players will be less restricted by clunky controls and animations, and what this means is a general increase in the game's overall play speed, which we feel raises the skill ceiling. Players will be able to complete more actions in less time, making the skill gap between BF3 pros and noobs that much larger.
Also, a quick note for PS3 players, you may now turn off the anti-alias in the options menu to reduce input lag. This only affects a small portion of the entire BF3 community, but it was at the top of the list of problems for PS3 users. Having dealt with it since day one, it never seemed as bad as it really is, but anything that makes the game play that much smoother is a big plus. So this is one of the best things about this patch as far as the PS3 users are concerned. The second topic on our list concerns all aspects of vehicle play in BF3. Some of the vehicle fixes are unguided tank rounds and RPGs will now instantly destroy jets, attack helicopters, and scout helicopters. Slightly reduce the repair speed of the repair tool. Laser guided missiles can now be distracted by flares. The Igla and Stinger now lock on much more quickly and disable an attack aircraft in one hit, but have significantly reduced range. Jet and helicopter collisions should now properly result in the death of both vehicles, and last but not least, they've added horns to all Jeeps.
These changes, while not directly nerfing the vehicles themselves, will serve to punish even the most skilled pilots for making mistakes. We believe the overall goal is to make the vehicles just as powerful as ever, while still giving coordinated infantry players the chance to keep the skies clear. Much like the general fixes, this should increase the skill ceiling of certain vehicles and reward skilled pilots and drivers, while keeping infantry effective.
As far as weapon changes are concerned, this is what we took away as the most important. All semi-automatic and bolt weapons, including all shotgun slugs, now have their maximum damage out to 15 meters. Semi-automatic weapons will no longer jam if the player presses fire faster than the weapon is capable of shooting. Some semi-automatic weapons have had their rates of fire adjusted to fit this change. Bolt-action sniper rifles now have a chance to kill at close range if the player is hit in the upper chest. Fix the rate of fire when the USAS and MK3A1 are equipped with frag rounds. All other shotguns correctly had a reduced rate of fire with frags, except the USAS and MK3A1. Semi-automatic and automatic shotguns firing frag rounds now do slightly less splash damage. The foregrip attachment has been switched to a per-gun tweakable value as opposed to a blanket upgrade. This allows DICE to alter the effectiveness of the foregrip for individual weapons to help with overall balance.
While this is by no means the majority of the changes to the weapons, we felt these notes more directly impact the majority of the player community. The maximum damage range buff, along with the semi-auto firing cap buff, and the bolt action one-hit kill buff all play into making several weapons in Battlefield 3 more versatile. The changes to the shotguns, namely the frag round changes, is possibly the most anticipated change since the game's release. There's nothing overly significant about these changes other than DICE attempting to make BF3 the most balanced game possible based on community feedback.
Some of the more notable changes concerning gadgets are as follows. The MAV will now be destroyed when running into a soldier or vehicle at high speed. It is still possible to strategically sacrifice your MAV on a soldier, but it will be destroyed in the process. The MAV can no longer be used as an elevator. C4 can no longer be detonated after a player respawns. If the player is revived within 5 seconds, he can still detonate his C4. Claymores now live up to 5 seconds after a player dies. The player can have a maximum of 2 claymores planted at the same time. Slightly reduced the effective blast radius of the RPG, small, and 40mm grenade projectiles against infantry, and they've slightly increased the heal rate of the medical crate.
The changes made to C4 and Claymore's lifespan after death, maximum Claymores allowed at one time, and reduction in the blast radius of explosions all point toward DICE wanting a stronger emphasis on gun-on-gun gameplay, and to be honest, a bit of realism. The changes to the MAV may come in second in the list of most desired patch changes. Players will now be more likely to use the MAV in its intended use. The increase to the heal rate of the med crate will simply decrease player downtime and keep the action flowing.
There is also a few tweaks made to Team Deathmatch, most concerning the spawn system. Like we said before, there's a link in the description that will take you to the complete list of confirmed patch changes on Battlefieldo.com.
We hope we were able to give you some insight to the newest changes to Battlefield 3. If you'd like to see more of what we do in the world of Battlefield and on YouTube, there's a link to our channel in the description below.
That's going to wrap it up. This is Snoop603.
And I'm FakeThriller. Thanks for watching.